Welcome to the Straight Red Card. This is a segment where we answer various questions that you sent us. But I did want to make two corrections, Brett, from
You don't make mistakes.
prior shows.
Okay.
Number one, I referred to the guy on the top of the mountain that froze to death on Everest as Green Boots. His name is Yellow Boots. And I'm sorry, but his boots look very yellow to me, but maybe he's been up there so long, his green boots turned yellow.
Dude, I had so much fun with that topic. And when you brought it back up when you were editing, you're like, I'm laughing my ass off editing this.
Yeah, I was.
I'm like, I remembered that, and I started laughing to myself around my family. They were all looking at me weird. And then it goes up, and I'm like, oh, I can't wait for the comments on this one. And then nobody fucking talks about tobogganing down on green boots.
Nobody mentioned it. And maybe it was because his death was so gruesome. I think there's a whole series or a whole movie done on his death and how everybody knew he was still alive in that cave that he was taking a nap in, but he was still he was conscious in, but he was frozen solid. He was getting frozen, but he was still supposedly conscious and breathing, like breath coming out. And people just walked down the hill past him. Were like, well, because the general rule on Everest is you don't stop and help people, because if you do that, you're going to die next. And that's just the general rule on Everest. But hey, you know that when you're going up on Everest. So I'm never going to go on Everest, because guess what? I don't need to prove my dick's that long. I don't need it. I don't need to do it. I don't need to test the boundaries of whatever. I mean, life is fucking hard enough. Why am I going to make it harder on myself?
Like, you think Green Boots was sitting there going, just roll me down the hill?
No, it's Yellow Boots.
You don't even. No, it's Green Boots.
No, Green Boots is Yellow Boots, isn't it?
Yes. No, you were saying
oh,
Yellow Boots.
Yeah.
It's Green Boots. You literally just correct. This is the segment where Derek corrects himself on the correction again.
Oh, I'm a fucking idiot.
But anyways, I don't think that was a line drawn with our fans. We have some really dark humored fans out there that work,
Right. And I'm
page out of our own book,
I'm all for that. I'm all for dark humor. I mean, life is a very serious place. And even if you can make death funny, go for it, because it should be. We're here once. We're on a great ride. Let's ride it and make it fun. All right.
That's what we did with Green Boots.
Exactly. we rode him all the way down the mountain. By the way, the other correction is you were implying that Neanderthals were stupid, and I just want to say they weren't. And if you don't believe me, watch the movie Quest for Fire. That's it.
No. It's just a common thought process. They were. Yeah, I don't know if they had any form of culture for the most part, but they definitely were able to survive and do well and thrive for the longest time. So it's not like they were just dumb brutes. They knew how to survive as a species.
Pretty sure they found Neanderthal caves with artwork. Okay, it may have been really bad artwork, but it was artwork.
I think that was just them throwing their shit against the wall at each other.
Oh, come on! It's funny for you to be saying that when there's almost no doubt in my mind you have way more Neanderthal in your. I
can say it. That's my people. Those are my people.
All right, so let's move on to this segment. We got a lot of questions to answer before we get too off topic. Topic. Okay.
Correction number 3. Topic.
So here are the questions for segment 2. Oh, this is pretty apropos, actually. Do you write scripts or jokes for your show? Absolutely fucking not.
Oh,
the show would suck if that's what we did.
I was going to go along the lines and say absolutely fucking yes.
Oh.
And we're phenomenal actors.
So hire us. SNL.
We write all of this out, and it still comes off like bumbling idiots. So phenomenal at what we do, guys.
Man, we must be really good actors. All right.
So just to give people an idea of what we do, I'm like, hey, Derek, what are we going to do our segments on this week? And he sends me a script, and it goes 1, weekend review, 2, questions. And the question's like, do you write scripts? Sargent to MLS, barbecue sauce. And I'm just like, okay, I'm rolling with this. I gotcha.
Yeah, exactly.
That's about as in-depth as a script goes for us. We know the topics, and that's about it.
we both have real jobs, so we don't have time for writing scripts. So I really do appreciate the question, which means that you're thinking that maybe we do, and that must mean you must think it's good. So that's good.
And also maybe they're thinking about these topics like with green boots. Maybe he thinks that may be scripted.
No.
And the only thing scripted about that is that Derek takes a puff and then, dude, what about green boots, man? That's fucked up, man.
That's pretty much it. That's
and
how
then
it works.
run with it.
Yes.
I have no idea what we're going to be talking about at the beginning of an episode.
Yeah. I mean, I don't either most of the time. So, I mean, I kind of like the night of the show, I start, thinking about things that just are ridiculous. And they'll stick in my head and then I bring them up on the show. All right. So we'll move on. Is question number 2 is Pete said Sargent should move to MLS. Do you agree? Well, actually, Pete said Sargent should move to MLS or play in a lower league like the championship. Well, I got to tell Pete he's headed that direction.
I don't think it's by choice, but yeah, I don't think he needs to come back to MLS by any means. He's played for two coaches so far, and both coaches absolutely love him.
Yes.
He needs to find his scoring streak again. Well, I guess I've said that before, people got on me saying like, well, streak indicates that he was scoring beforehand.
Right.
I would settle at this point. I'm sure Norwich fans would love it too if he just got to a scoring streak from Bremen. Scoring 7 goals through all competitions in one season would be phenomenal for him right now. Maybe they'll win a game.
Yeah, I mean it could happen,
but
maybe not.
I honestly I don't think he needs to go back to MLS, and quite frankly, I don't think that'll be good for his career in the end. I think he's just going to go there and end up languishing. Probably do well enough in MLS, but I think he'll get bypassed by a bunch of other people. He needs to continue to fight his way on.
He just needs to. Yeah, 6 months from now, he will be playing in the championship, so it's not a big dedeal.
And
right?
we were talking. We were using DK for the longest time, like over the summer, but before this summer.
Right.
No, it was before the summer. So when he was on loan and everything like that, we were sitting there going like, we need to get him called up. He's on fire. And he was like, we don't care the fact that it was we don't care that it was in the championship.
Mm-hmm.
Just go there. Get some goals, get some hunger, do whatever. I mean, I'd love it if he started doing it for Norwich right now and keeps Norwich up. That'd be great. But if it requires him to say, if he has 2 options, go to MLS or go to the championship or a league like the championship, I'd say stay in Europe, go to the championship, and then go from there. Because MLS is always there.
Yeah, but he's got to cut out this Mr. Nice Guy act. He's got to demand the ball, and he's got to fight like hell.
That's the Midwestern in him.
I know, Missouri kid. I get it. But, he's going to have to cut that out and demand the ball. Too many times in the last game, in open space, no one passed the ball. Rashika said, I'm just going to take it myself. Well, fuck you. Pass me the fucking ball. I'm the striker. I shoot
usually
goals.
Skyrockets it or fucks up the cross.
Yeah. So, I mean, pass it, dude.
Yeah.
Anyhow, but he needs to demand that pass, and he didn't. And that's his former teammate who used to fuck him over as well at Werder Bremen, too, and not pass him the ball.
Not surprised, though, that they're in the same boat at this point.
Yeah. So, yeah, they'll be in the championship soon enough. So Pete will get his wish. It'll just take, I don't think he needs to come back to MLS because he's going to be playing in the championship. And he does score when he plays in cup games and pokal games. So that's where Sargent shines. So maybe that's where he does belong for a little while before he works his ass back up into the Premier League. Next question. What's your favorite barbecue sauce? Well, I don't usually include these, but if I had to pick a bottled version, I don't know. Everything Sweet Baby Ray's makes is pretty good, but it's not spicy enough for me. It's not spicy. So I always add a habanero. Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of the pre-manufactured
me either.
Barbecues. It seems like it's just too sweet, too sugary, if you will.
I agree. Yep.
I actually tend to make my own barbecue sauce.
So do I.
So I do a honey jalapeno barbecue, and it is phenomenal. There's still a lot of sugar in it, and I would love to find a replacement for the ketchup that goes into barbecue sauce. But until that comes up,
Just use tomatoes, vinegar, and sugar and balance it yourself.
There you go. I guess I could do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean you could even get like the really nice Marzano tomatoes in a can. Those are really good. Just don't use the liquid from it because it tastes like the can. Just use the tomatoes that are sitting in it. Put it in a blender. Add your mix of sugar, brown sugar, or whatever kind of sugar you like. I use brown and vinegar, and that's like the bomb. And then you add the habanero. You might, I think you mentioned jalapenos, but I like habaneros.
With the honey jalapeno, you utilize obviously honey jalapenos. It does use ketchup, but I may try what you're trying to suggest here. Pickled jalapenos.
Yeah, I mean
apple cider vinegar.
Yes, you could use that. I actually found that rice wine vinegar is the best. I like that the best. And I don't know why.
There's nutritional value behind apple cider vinegar. Does rice wine vinegar have that?
I don't know, but it's vinegar, right? It's rotten shit in a bottle. So
that people do on purpose.
Yes, either way, you can't go wrong. I just like the flavor profile of it.
Gotcha.
But I did use apple cider vinegar for a very long time. But then I find myself switching back and forth. And I've used red wine vinegar as well before.
Whatever's in the pantry, huh?
Well, whatever, I want to try next. Or if I'm getting bored, I'll try a different vinegar. So there you go. So that's the barbecue sauce thing. Why does Keaton Parks get ignored? I don't know. I mean, Gregg,
we've been asking that question for years.
I mean, yeah. I mean, he likes Sands. Gregg likes Sands, so it means he's watching some New York games. But I don't know why he gets ignored because here's another guy who could play the 6 or the 8. Really.
Well, I mean, how hard would it have been for Berhalter to have given him a call up at any point prior to qualifiers?
Yeah,
give him a look. You don't have to actually play him in a game, but give him a look, integrate him.
Right.
But I mean, just like it boggles my mind. He's one of the players that we were saying, like, why isn't he being called up? The odd thing was his I think his only cap for the United States was when he was with was it Benfica?
Yep. Yeah. Exactly.
And then he came back to MLS and he's consistently playing and doing well, not getting a sniff or sneeze.
I mean, I know they paid him well to come to New York.
Yeah.
But I do think he would have been better off going to Belgium or Holland or somewhere else because then he'd still be in the picture. But now,
this is the same topic with Sargent we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Stay in Europe. Keep working it there.
And the thing, Keaton Parks is he doesn't have the nice guy syndrome that Sargent has. He's a tough kid. He's not always the quickest afoot, but I mean, he is skilled. And
he's quick thought though. He's a quick thought.
Yeah, he's one play ahead, and that's why he starts every single fucking game.
You don't have to be the fastest person out there. You just have to think fast.
Hello, Pirlo.
Yeah, exactly.
slowest players that ever played the game. We got one more question for this segment. Why not Christian Cappis backing up Adams or Tessman? Well,
or Johnny Soccer, or
Johnny Cardoso.
Let's insert a number of players here. Why have we not gotten a chance to see him yet?
I guess the real issue is that none of those players regularly and generally play the 6, and that's the problem. Cardoso,
but does Acosta really play the 6 for Colorado?
He doesn't, but Gregg's really comfortable with him.
I know that, but I'm not comfortable. I'm comfortable in the sense that he's done well enough, more games than not, but he's so wishy-washy.
It's a roller coaster. Yeah. So Gregg's really got to get a grip on this. Whose fingers is he most comfortable up his butt? And right now it's Acosta, but I mean
again though.
Fingers are fingers. So I mean,
this is the Joe Scally conversation though. It's like just bring them in, or really one player window, just so you can get a grasp on it. Bring Cappis this window, bring in Cardoso next window, whatever. Just get them in here, get them integrated to the system, get them integrated with the players, and then at that point, God forbid if Acosta gets injured. I didn't say Adams, but if Acosta gets injured, we need somebody else.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you can bring endless amounts of players. You could bring 27, get Scally in, get Cardoso in, or get Tessman in, and just have them. So what? They ride pine for 2 games. They know.
Or don't crack the roster. I don't give a
So
fuck.
what? Or during practice, they're the best players on the field, and you're like, oh, let's get them in the game for 20 minutes and give Adams a rest. So yeah, I don't get it. I don't understand it. Why not those guys? I'm not a big fan of Christian Cappis in the first place, but I can see that with Testament. I can see that with some other players, why they aren't there, like Scally. So yeah, it's very frustrating. I mean, you could even bring in Christian Cappis if you got a question mark. Might as well bring him in and just let him watch Adams do the dance on the field and see what it takes to be a starting holding midfielder for the U.S. men's national team. I don't get it.
I don't know. And, the rumors are flying. There may be an opening in the midfield anyways this window.
Oh, yeah? Because...
Yeah. Well, I mean, rumors abound on Twitter are saying that during the Ajax-Heracles game, a commentator confirmed that Luca De La Torre was not going to get a call up this window.
And how would that fucking announcer know that? That would be my question. First question is, did he interview Luca De La Torre before the game? And Luca De La Torre's like, yeah, I got like fucking 15 minutes last window. Fuck Gregg Berhalter.
That was a long fucking flight, man.
Yeah, for
15
nothing.
fucking minutes. Yeah, damn.
I mean, I got digitally probed for nothing is basically, what happened there. And so maybe he's just like, no, thank you. But,
take all those COVID tests and fly to Panama or Panama and back. And
you mentioned this in pre-show. Maybe Greg's already told him.
I mean, we're sitting 11 days out. I doubt that he's called him up flat out and said, "Hey, man, you're not coming this window."
Yeah.
He may already have him scratched off in his PowerPoint. Who knows? But
I mean, he may have called him and said, "Hey, it was nice and all. Enjoyed the quick snuggle, but I got to move on and snuggle some more other players." And if that's the case, then maybe he's already out. But I don't know. I've never heard that.
It's like, your failure to acknowledge that I have an English bulldog and not a French bulldog means that you aren't coming in this window. Goodbye.
More dog memes. All right. But, it would be nice to see De La Torre in and at least maybe getting some minutes against Jamaica, last 20 in the game. Even if we're losing.
I guess another thing to consider is there's going to be another midfield spot open up, given the fact that him and Berhalter and Leggett have that falling out.
I mean,
allegedly.
It wasn't really that much allegedly. Everybody that was there on the field covering the game saw that Leggett did not get involved in the celebrations after the win, that Leggett distanced himself from the team, that he was not in part anyway involved in the team leading up to the last game. So listen, we're not making this up. Like, we're getting information and we're sharing it with you. And
we make up some stuff.
Yeah,
but not that. This is total legit.
This is legit. Absolutely legit. The dog thing with Miazga. Yes, ha ha ha. But this is not one of those ha ha ha's. This is like really happened, according to people on the ground. And we do have our contacts, and they are usually pretty reliable. That's going to do it for segment 2, Brett. That was a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. God damn it.
Well, we do like to talk, so.
I guess so. All right. Until the next time on the Straight Red Card, make sure that you like, subscribe, and just share it generally with
Hit that notification bell.
Oh, yeah. Ding. That'll be that same email I always use. And yeah, I mean, share it with people that, are kind of like on the verge of liking soccer. Try that and see what happens. Like your brother, like that brother that, he's into other sports and football, but you've been talking to him for a while about soccer. And hey, listen to these guys. They're kind of, they'll keep you awake. You won't fall asleep watching these guys.
Yeah, so, I passed on our link to our last show about toboggan green boots to my sister.
How'd that go?
I don't know if she's watched it or not. She asked for the link. I'm like, yeah, here you go.
I share.
Sorry about all the cursing.
Yeah, like I share it with my brother sometimes. He's like, yeah, that's pretty funny. But I share it with my parents and they're like, yeah, we don't really get it. All right, well, fuck
Derek,
it
you
then.
use a lot of F-bombs.
They don't really
Let's
care.
cut back on that.
My mom swears like a sailor. She doesn't care about that. My mom has even talked to me about how she needs to cut down her swearing. So that is how it is. All right. We'll be back with segment 3 where we'll talk about more shit. All right.